Hey, Fenway. Arnie, it's good to see you again. I haven't seen you since, I know things are tough now. You're down to one woo now, right?
Right.
It's a really tough time. I'm looking forward to 2 hours right here with my DJ voice. Let me slip into my disc jockey suit. And already, the phones are going crazy. We got a call from a guy named Gary. He's driving a limo. He called from the car, and he wants to hear Love Me Tender. Okay, I love you tender, Gary. Also, a request for something by Pat Boone, so we're going to send you over Debbie Boone, okay? That's pretty close enough to that. In the meantime, on WROR, Rock and Roll Reunion. I'm wearing my reunion suit here, of course, with the trapdoor slid up here. This is Gene McDaniels. And Gene, he says I'm full of...
He took 100 pounds of clay.
Dionne Warwick. On the Rock and Roll Reunion on WROR, Fenway here, and I'll be here till 2 o'clock this afternoon. Now, it's been many, many years since I've been in Boston, especially being on the radio. This great radio station flew me in at my expense to stay at a beautiful hotel overlooking my bill, and I'm on the air for 2 hours, and I'll be on tonight, too, during the Oldies show, and I'll be probably popping in here and there. Now, people have been calling and saying, what have you been doing low these many years, Fenway, since you left Boston, with your tail dragging between your legs? Well, what I did was I have done many, many things, not necessarily on the radio. I've had many jobs. Of course, having been on a radio station in Boston for many years, I was qualified to do a lot of things. For the first couple of years, I worked as the bellhop in a Roach Motel in the Midwest. I worked there. From there, I quit. I then became a caddy in a miniature golf course in Arkansas. Worked there for about 6 months, was fired. Then I was a lifeguard in a car wash up in upstate New York. Was fired from there. And then I used to operate a sandwich repair shop by phone. I worked out in Alabama on that one. I was fired from there. Then I went door to door selling bonfires through Florida. Didn't work out at all there. Then I was a window washer on a submarine. Got fired from there. And my last job before coming to Boston, I was a shoe spotter for Dolly Parton. Now, she paid me $500 a week to tell her if she was wearing shoes or not. There's the Ronettes, which actually are small Rons. That's called Be My Baby. 28 after 12 noon. Fenway here on WROR's great rock and roll reunion. Had a great party last night. We'll tell you about that as time and a half goes by. This is a Union station, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, we'll tell you about that a little later. Now, I'd like to tell you, too, I've been very excited about being here. They called me about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I've been apprehensive and nervous about it. And, I take radio very seriously, and because of that, I didn't want to take any chances. So what we did was, my mouth and I flew on 2 separate planes. I mean, just in case. You never can tell. All right. Beechwood, 45789. Strange measurements for those girls, but those are strange girls. Those are called the Marvelettes, and they certainly are. Now, this is the Fenway Show, the show that asks the musical question.
All right, is everybody ready?
Yeah! Love those romantic songs. That's it's hard to believe that's somebody's song back in those days. Mickey's Monkey. They probably sat in the park to that under the Charles River. 16 before 1 o'clock on WROR. Here's Johnny Rivers. Mountain of Love. They don't write songs like that anymore. They don't write lyrics like that. Thank heaven. Give me the good lyrics like Abigail Beecher, my history teacher. That's what I want to hear. Freddie Cannon will sing that in person tonight at 6:30 right here on most of the same station. 10 before 1 o'clock, WROR's Rock and Roll Reunion. This is Fenway right here. Herman's Hermits. We are going to play in the next half hour a very special album, and this album is going to be, what is it?
If anybody looks for me, tell them I'm taking my turtle for a haircut.
Okay, get the shell out of here. Now, in the next half hour, Joe Martell gave us a great oldies album. It'll feature such a big song as Moon Over Miami, Moon Over Boston, and Miami Over Boston by 10 points. And that's, what is it?
Will you please watch your language?
I can't. Let me blow my language onto a mirror here. Now I can watch my language easier. What is it?
You really get paid for doing this show?
Yes, I'm getting paid as much as I get paid during the last time I was here in Boston.
I had some trouble with my baby.
Lou Christie and the Gypsy Crowd. Fenway, let's do it officially right here, right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Fenway on the WROR Rock and Roll Reunion.
Can you imagine? Imagine stepping in a jingle, huh? Can you imagine going through life as a Vandella? We're going on a tour. The station is planned for all the disc jockeys. We're going down to Brookline to scotch guard some old people. We'll be going down there about 2:30. From over there, they're going over to a bus station down in Malden and watch them paper train a Greyhound. And then we'll have lunch at a popular Spanish-Jewish restaurant in Newton called the Casa Hadassah. And then, of course, to top off the afternoon's tour, we're going down and visit. This is what I'm really excited about. We're going to visit Boston's famous Leisure Suit Museum.
Lake Success, New York.
This song is about the bellhop that took us to our room last night. Devil with a blue dress on. Mitch Ryder, Detroit Wheels, 20 before 2 o'clock with Fenway. Devil with a blue dress on. Mitch Ryder, Detroit Wheels, Fenway, WROR Rock and Roll Reunion. Richie Valens, La Bamba. The reason I brought Mel on now is the fact that when I first came to work in Boston, those many years ago, the first guy that hired me, Mel Miller, he's the one that hired me. He gave me this name that I've been stuck with all these years. And I just want to thank him publicly. That's all. I want to do that here.
I'm going to be the transition between humor and a good voice.
I'll figure that out during our next commercials here, okay?
For the 55 Panorama Sun Tanning Centers all over New England.